We now turn to page 6 from our social studies workbook, and the title is Jamaica's Location and its Physical Features, Unit 1. Jamaica is one of the islands in the Caribbean, surrounded by the Caribbean Sea. It is located in the Western Hemisphere at 18 degrees north latitude and 77 degrees west longitude. It is one of the islands forming the group known as the Greater Antilles. Jamaica is the third largest island in size with an area of 11,425 square kilometers. Jamaica's closest neighbors are Cuba to the north and Haiti to the east. Here we have a map showing Jamaica's location in the Caribbean. Please pay attention to the following features on the map. We have that little arrow showing where north is, and we can work out where the other cardinal points are if we have north. So we know that in the middle we're supposed to have we, as in west and east, right? So west is always to the left, and to the right we have east, and south would be the opposite direction of north. So where Jamaica is, to the north of Jamaica we have Cuba, and to the east we have Hispaniola, which is an island divided into two nations, being Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Another key feature of a good map, along with the title and the indication of north, is also that we have some form of a key. For example, the key that is here says there's a red star that indicates the national capital and little black dots that represent the city or the town. There's also a scale there that gives us a way to calculate distance on this map. So if we look closely at Jamaica, we'll see that little red star is labeled Kingston. If we look to the north at Cuba, we'll see the red star labeled there Havana, and so on. Let's move on now to physical features: mountains, plains, valleys, rivers. The various types of land surfaces, highlands and lowlands, are called landforms. In Jamaica, the landforms which make up the island are 1. The interior mountain ranges, which form a backbone through the middle of the island. 2. The limestone plateau. 3. The coastal plains, which are low-lying areas chiefly on the south coast, are made up of alluvial, sand, gravel, and loam soil. Fourthly, we have the hills and valleys. So those are the various physical features of Jamaica. Let us look at them more closely. Mountains. The most significant feature of Jamaica is the mountainous nature of its surface. Approximately half of the island is over 300 meters above sea level. The central chain of mountain runs east to west, forming a backbone to the middle of the country. We turn to page 7. The mountain systems can be divided into 3 regions: A, the western region; B, the central region; and C, the eastern region. The western region has the Dolphin Head Mountains as its center. This range of mountains extends through Westmoreland and Hanover. B. The central region extends from Stony Hill to the Cockpit Country. Most of this area is made up of limestone. C. The eastern region consists of the Blue Mountains and the Drunkra Mountains. The Blue Mountains, at 2,256 meters, are the highest mountains in Jamaica. They extend from the county of Surrey to part of the county of Middlesex. And here again we have another map showing mountains in Jamaica. And the key shows us that these little brown areas would represent the mountains. And again we have the indicator for north. And if you were to use your finger and run it from east to west, you would see that the mountains form the backbone of the country. We move now to plains and valleys. The plains and valleys are examples of lowlands. So the mountains and the hills were examples of highlands. So the plains and the valleys are examples of lowlands. Plains and valleys are mainly used for building homes, roads, factories, hospitals, and schools. Most Jamaicans live and work on the plains. In Jamaica, the plains lie chiefly on the southern side of the island. Plains are more suitable for farming because they are flat and have fertile soil. The valleys of the Morant and Yalas River and the Plantain Garden River Valley are some of the fertile low-lying areas, formed chiefly of alluvium, which is silt soil deposited by rivers. Again, another map here. We have the indicator for north, and we have the key showing us that these green areas are what? Plains and valleys. Let's move from what? East to west all the way around. So in the east we have the Yalas River Valley, we have the Ligani Plains, then we have the St. Jago Plains, we have the Vere Plains, we have the Nassau Valley, we have the Pedro Plains, we have the Georges Plain in the west. To the north we have the Great Valley, we have the Queen of Spain Valley. Let's turn over now to page 8, where we have rivers. The rivers in Jamaica start on the mountain slopes and run in a northerly or southerly direction. One exception to this is the Plantain Garden River, which flows in an easterly direction. With the exception of the Black River and the Milk River, most of the rivers are not navigable, meaning that you would not be able to find large boats and ships being able to travel on them. So it says, note, the longest river in Jamaica is the Rio Minho at 92.5 kilometers, and the widest river is the Black River. Again, we have a map showing the main rivers of Jamaica, and the key, those blue squiggly lines, would show where the rivers are. And again, we have the arrow indicating north. So let's now look at rivers and their uses. So this is a table with two columns. One column has the rivers and another has the uses. So the Rio Cobre, for example, provides domestic water supply and is used for the irrigation of farmlands. We have the Rio Grande, which is a tourist attraction and is used for rafting. The Black River is navigable, is a tourist attraction, chief of which is the Black River Safari. We have the Milk River that supplies a system of canals, is navigable for only a short distance. The Plantain Garden River is used for the irrigation of farmlands. The Martha Brae River is a tourist attraction that has rafting done on it. We have the Duns River, which is a tourist attraction which has waterfalls, and I'm sure you have heard of the world famous Duns River Falls. We have the Roaring River, which has a hydroelectric power plant on it that provides electricity using the action of the water to turn turbines which will generate electricity. We have the Hope River and the Cane River that provide domestic water supply to Kingston and St. Andrew. We have the White River, which has hydroelectric power, also used for tourist attraction and boat rides. We have the Rio Minho, which is used for the irrigation of farmlands, the Rio Bueno, which is used for hydroelectric power, the Wagwater River, the irrigation of farmlands, the Morant River, hydroelectric power, the Caribbean River, the irrigation of farmlands, the Great River, tourist attraction, boat rides, music, and dancing. Let's go over to page 9. Activity. Use your atlas to match rivers with parishes. So here we have the rivers again and the parishes. So I'll go through quickly and help you with some of these. Double check to make sure that they are all right. The Swift River is in Portland. The Wagwater River is in St. Mary. The Roaring River is in St. Anne. The Great River is in Lucy and St. James. The Rio Cobra is in St. Catherine. The Caribbean River is in Westmoreland. The Hector's River is in Trelawney. The Black River is in St. Elizabeth. The Cave River is in Trelawney. The Rio Minnow is in Clarendon. The Milk River is in Clarendon. The White River is in St. Mary. The Plantain Garden River is in St. Thomas. The Duns River is in St. Anne. And the Rio Grande is in Portland. Another activity. Use your atlas to match parishes with mountains and plains. So we have parishes. St. James has the cockpit country, no plains. Trelawney has the cockpit country, mountains, no plains. Hanover, the Dolphin Head Mountains, no plains. We have Westmoreland, which has no mountains, but they have the Georges Plain. St. Elizabeth, the cockpit country, and the Pedro Plain. Clarendon, which has the Moko and the Bullhead Mountains, and also the Vere Plains. St. Mary, which has the Blue Mountains, and St. Thomas in the Vale, a valley there. We have St. Andrew, which has the Blue Mountains and the Ligony Plains. St. Thomas, the Blue Mountains, no plains there. And St. Catherine, we have Mount Diablo and the St. Jago Plains. This brings us to the end of Unit 1, where we looked at Jamaica's location and physical features. By way of review, Jamaica is located in the Caribbean Sea, and we're in the Western Hemisphere. Jamaica's physical features includes mountains, plains, valleys, and rivers. Please remember to complete that activity on page 9. Thank you for listening.